وعليكم السلام حبيبيز، كيف حالك يا انت حمارس؟ واغوان يليكو نانيز. I look, you lot know the pattern. Man's here to give you man the cognition abilities, so that way you can have awareness of your comprehension and your perception of the mathematics, and give you the correct proficiency and realization that life is all about taking drugs. Now I'm joking. I look, make sure you stay focused on the mechanics, cause today we're gonna go through a little light work till you understand intro to pulleys and them thing there. As usual, man's gonna take difficult and make it simplification. So give me a sec. Let me drink a little something and we're gonna get straight into this. You understand? Hold up. You don't know the pattern. Little light work thing. Okay, a little something to get me started. So the question's telling me, obviously, there's no question yet. Give me a sec. Let me just introduce you, man, to a little terminologies. So, as you lot can see, on the right here, we've got the pulley is light. Okay, the pulley represents this thing here. You understand? This is what we call, my bad. This is what we call the pulley, yeah? Give me a sec. This thing here. You see this little ball thing? This is the pulley, yeah? So, it's telling me the pulley is light. Now, what light means, it means no mass. You get me? So, you're not going to take into consideration the mass of this pulley. Okay, so the mass is negligible. So, we don't think about the mass of the pulley. Cool. Next one is telling me fixed. Fixed means this thing ain't moving, you get me? It's fixed into one location from, you get me? It's just stuck on the floor, you get me? Stuck in the mud, you understand? The next thing's telling me smooth. Now what smooth means, what smooth means, it means no friction, you get me? So you see when you're running, you see when you're going for a walk, the reason you get tired is because there's friction on the floor opposing you get me? So that's why you get tired. For example, when you go on the moon, there's barely any friction. That's why you can run for time and not get tired, you understand? So there's friction on this planet, fam, you get me? So it's telling me here, if it tells you it's smooth, therefore there's no friction, you understand? There's no force opposing the direction you're moving in. So if I'm going forward, there's always friction pushing me back, you get me? So therefore if it's smooth and I'm moving forward, there is no friction moving me back, you understand? Calm, little light work thing. Next thing here, it says the string is inextensible. Cool. Inextensible means the tension is equal within that string, you understand? So for example, if these two strings are inextensible, what that means is, let's just say if there's tension going up here, there's also the same tension going up here. You understand? Okay, cool. Look, don't worry about, listen, I know you lot might be bugging out thinking, yo, this guy's talking hella what's. But listen, as we go on, you lot are going to understand. We're going to get into some questions. Man's going to make life a bit easy. You understand? So, 1 second. Oh, shit. Yeah, cool. That's calm. Alright, cool. The next one. Alright, cool. The next one says light. Obviously, you don't know what that means. Light means no mass. So this string, we're not going to take in consideration the string's mass, you get me? So if it says the string is light, that means we're not going to take in consideration the mass of the string. Cool. Alright, cool. Now let's get into some questions. Let me try and make this a bit easy for you, man. You get me? That's what I'm trying to do. Man's trying to make life a bit easy for you, man. You get me? Now, let's say, for instance, yeah. My bad. Let me drink a little something. I don't know why my throat's a bit dry. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Now, let's just say, for instance, yeah, man's going to give you, like, a little example question. Let's say, for instance, on this thing here, man's going to put 20 kg, yeah? So that's 20 kg, if you lot can't read. That's 20 kg, yeah? Now, on this thing here, man's going to put, let's say, 10 kg, yeah? Now, forget about understanding anything. If that's 20 kg and that's 10 kg, if you look at this, if this was in real life, is this gonna move down towards the left, or is this gonna move down towards the right? What do you think? Now listen, if you don't know the answer to this, man's gonna have to come there and give you the one happy slappy. You understand? Because let's just say you put 20 kg in your left hand, you put 10 kg in your right hand. Obviously your left hand's gonna droop more down, you get me? Because it's more heavy. So basically, just looking at this right now, I know that this thing here is gonna be going down on this side, yeah? It's going to be accelerating down, so ams minus 2, yeah? That means meters per second squared. Once you've discovered that, you go to the other side and you go up a meters per second squared. Okay, and the reason being is because this string is inextensible, yeah? If it's going down here, a meters per second squared, therefore it's going up here, a meters per second squared. You understand? Because obviously the 21's going down. If the 21's going down, the 10's flying up. You get me? That's how mechanics works, fam. You get me? I hope you're understanding what I'm saying so far. If you're not, obviously, just don't worry, man's gonna go through more questions. You might be able to pick up sooner or later, you get me? Cool. So we've discovered the left-hand side is gonna droop more down only because of the fact that that's 20 kg, yeah? And because the right-hand side is 10 kg, that one's gonna fly up because obviously 20 is heavier than 10. Cool. Once we've discovered that, Next thing. Now, there's a thing you need to know, yeah. It's called weight, yeah. So let me write that down. So you know the weight, W, weight, yeah, is equal to the mass, yeah, times gravity. Now, gravity we leave as G. So basically, W is equal to mg, yeah. It's just a small formula you need to remember. Now, we have to put this in as a force because mass isn't a force. So you see when you go about, someone's like to you, oh, you know, what do you weigh? And you say, oh, 70, 80 kg. That's not really correct. You get me? Scientifically, that's not correct because what you weigh is in newtons. What you weigh is your mass times the gravity pulling you down. You get me? But don't worry about that. Man's trying to introduce you to little terminologies and them thing there. You understand? So basically, this weight is really, really important. Now, I'm going to explain how we use it. So let's take a look at this 20 kg here. Now, this 20 kg weighs 20, because the mass is 20, times the gravity. You understand? And we know it's going down, so what I'm going to do, so we know this 20 kg is going down, yeah? But it's going to be mass times gravity. We know the mass is 20, so 20 times gravity. Calm, I hope you're okay with that, okay? Because obviously it's going down, yeah? Now, this 10 kg here is also got a mass of 10, so we're also going to times that by gravity and say, yo, this is also going down 10g. Listen, I hope you're okay with what I'm doing so far, yeah? So you always do this, yeah? You look at the particle, wherever this thing is, it's got 20 kg, therefore it's going down 20 times g. This one's 10 kg, therefore it's going down 10g. You get me? That's all you do. All you do is put the g there. But remember, this g is really important. Sometimes they'll tell you g, for example, is equal to 9.81, or sometimes they'll tell you g is equal to 10, okay? So man's gonna leave it as g, because I don't know which one they might tell you, but I'll always say this, always leave it as G till you get to your final answer. Don't try to substitute in the beginning. When you get to the end part, you can slap in the substitute of G either for 9.81 or 10. Cool. We got that out of the way. So let me wrap that out. Alright, let me just wrap all this out. Give me a sec. I need some space, you get me? Give me a sec. Don't go anywhere. Man's trying to explain it to you properly, you get me? Because if you fully understand what's going on, then life is easy, you understand? And that's what man's here to do. Man's here to make life a bit simplification for you, man. Alright, cool. So let's take that away. Alright, cool. So now, one other thing. I told you that this string is inextensible, and when I told you that, I told you the tensions were equal. Basically, the tension here is going up, the tension here is going up. And this is always like that. Tension is always going towards the pulley. You see the circular thing? That's the pulley, yeah? Tension is always going towards the pulley. You understand? So these T's going up will always be the same. You understand? Cool. Now, once you get to this stage, light work. There's another formula you need to remember. Now, we're going to go through that now. Give me a second. Basically, force... What should I say? Sum of force. So sum of a force is equal to the mass times acceleration. Okay? Now remember, mass is in kg. Acceleration is meters per second squared. Sum of the force is in newtons. Okay? You just leave it as newtons, yeah? Now, let me rub this out quick. Let me tell you something, yeah? So, let's say if I labeled this side A. Let's say if I labeled this side B. Okay? Now, let's take a look at A, yeah? Let's take a look at A. So forget about this side of the thing. Let's just look at this side of the thing, yeah? Cool. Now, we know that it's going down, obviously, because that's why we found the direction in the beginning. We used our mechanics knowledge, we used our eyes, and we identified that this thing is going down. So the first thing I'm going to do is for A, because obviously we're just looking at A right now, man's going to put down as positive, yeah? Because for A, down is going down, so down is positive. Cool. Once you do this, you do the sum of the forces. Now, there's only two forces acting on A. It's this thing here and this thing here. These are the only two forces, yeah? Now, the question is, which one's positive and which one's negative? That's the question. How we discover that is, remember, we've said down is positive. Yeah, we've literally just said down is positive. So, therefore, this 20g is going down. Therefore, that 20g is positive. So, man's going to put 20g here. However, yeah, man said that down is positive, but this t is going up. So it's opposing our positive. So therefore T is negative. You get me? 20g is going down, 20g is positive. T is going up, T is negative. You get me? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put minus T. Okay? So this was the sum of the forces only for A. Only for this half of this thing here. Cool. Calm. That's equal to mass. Now mass, what is the mass of A? What is this mass here? 20 kilograms. You understand? Because remember, we're only looking at A right now. Now, the mass of A is 20 kilograms, this thing here. So, man's going to put 20 kilograms here. Times acceleration. So, acceleration, obviously, we don't know. So, man's just going to put 8. We're trying to find acceleration. So, therefore, 20g minus t equals 20a. Okay, look, are we okay with this here? I don't know why I just rewrote that because of the time sign here. But I hope you're okay. So, look, that's equation 1, okay? Now, what I need to do, I'm going to have to rub this out because I ain't got space. So, give me a sec. Let me rub this out. I'm going to rub out the sum of the force thing. So let me rub this out. Give me a second. So this was for A, remember that, yeah? Let me rub this out as well. And what I'm going to do, actually, if you lot don't mind, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub this all out. I'm going to put this one here. So equation 1, we know is 20g minus t equals 28. Listen, my bad, I ain't got enough space. My handwriting's a bit too big. That's why I can't really, you know, give me a second. Let me rub this out. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. So now, let's take a look at B now, yeah? So we're going to be looking at B. So this half of the thing, yeah? Now B, as you can clearly see, up is positive because we know it's going to be going up. If this system is true, this side's going down, this side's going up. So, if that's true, we're going to put up as positive, yeah? So you always identify that. Let the examiner know what going. You're telling the examiner, yo, I know for B, it's going up. Yeah, cool. Now we do the sum of the forces. So we know on this side what forces are acting. Obviously, the only forces are acting are T and 10G. You get me? Now what I say to myself is which one's positive, which one's negative. Now we know up is positive and the only one going up on B is T. You get me? Only T is going up on this side. So basically man's going to put T, so it's positive T. However, this 10G is going down. It's going the opposite of our positive. You get me? We know up is positive, but the 10G is going down. So therefore, the 10G is negative. So man's going to put minus 10G. That's calm, done. Equals the mass. We know what the mass is. It's 10 kg. So man's going to put 10 kg. Times the acceleration. Now the acceleration we obviously don't know. You get me? So man's just going to put 8, yeah? So we know the equation is T minus 10G equals 10A. Alright, cool. Now, once you get here, it's a little simultaneous equation thing. You get me? So all we do is we're going to solve them simultaneously. We can find A and we can find T. So let's go through that together, yeah? Let me just rub all this out. Give me a second. So look, I'm going to rub all this out, yeah, apart from the equations, yeah? So give me a second. If you lot don't mind, then I know you lot might get a bit annoyed and that. Let me rub all that out. Alright, if you lot don't mind, I'm going to rub out these things. I hope you lot have copied it down as well. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the pen a bit smaller as well, so that way I can have a bit more space, car. I feel like the pen's a bit too... Nah, it's... Alright, yeah, that's cool. So, remember the first equation. We've got 20g minus 10 equals 20a, yeah? The second equation, which is this one here, is telling me t minus 10g equals 10a. So what I can do is, if I rewrite, let me put it in black though, yeah? If I put minus 10g first, then plus t, then equals 10a. That's exactly the same thing. All I've done is I've just replaced these two positions. You understand? So what I'm going to do, man's going to rewrite that up here. So minus 10g plus t equals 10a, okay? Now, all I do, I solve these simultaneously, yeah? So, all I do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these both together. If I add these both together, I'm going to get 20 plus minus 10. That's going to be 20 minus 10. That's going to be 10g, yeah? I'm going to get minus plus t. So that's going to be 0, because you're going to have minus 1 plus 1 is going to be 0. So the t goes, and then you're going to have 20a plus 10a. Man's going to get 30a. Alright, done. You get me? Now we can easily find 8. Because what we do now is we got 10g equals 30a, yeah? What I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 30. So I can get rid of the 30 with the a, yeah? Because then these cancel out. And then you're going to have a is equal to 10g over 30. You understand? I hope you understand what I'm saying right now. So basically a is going to be, so 10g over 30 is equal to a. Okay, or you can simplify that and say a third g is equal to a, okay, because obviously there's 0, so 10 divided by 30 is going to be 1 over 3. Calm! Listen, once you find a is equal to a third g, now it's light work. You can substitute it either into this one or this one in order to find t, so you can substitute it back into either equation. So let me rub all this out, and we're going to go through that quickly. Give me a second, let me rub this out. So we know, remember what we found? We found a is a third g, yeah? So let me rub this, let me write that down, yeah? So now we know A is a third G, yeah? Now, either equation 1 or equation 2, you get to pick. So let's say we pick equation 2. So equation 2 is T minus 10G is equal to 10A. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make T the subject. T is equal to 10A plus 10G. Now, we know A, you get me? We just found it, it's a third G, yeah? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slap that in there. T is equal to 10, a third G plus 10G. So basically, you got 10 thirds of G plus 10G, that's T. So if you put 10 thirds plus 10g in your calculator, I think you should get 40 over 3. So let me move that down here. So t is going to be 40 over 3. Something like that. Calm! Listen, you found A, you found T. That was the point. Listen, the point of this is I'm just trying to make you understand what we're doing here. So let's look at another question. So that way we can ingrain all of this in your skull. You get me, fam? So let me wrap all this out now. This is looking nuts. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. 1 second. I'm nearly done. I'm nearly done. Don't go anywhere. Give me a second. Alright, cool. So let me rub out this equation as well. Alright, cool. Look, I'm back. Cool. Let me give you another scenario now, yeah? Let's say, for instance, I tell you this here is going to be 15 kg. Yeah, 15 kg, 15. And this one here is going to be, let's say, 40 kg. Okay, now looking at this, what's it going to do? Is it going to go more down to the left-hand side, or is it going to go more down to the right-hand side? You tell me. So obviously, you know, looking at this, it's going to go down to the right-hand side. Because remember, if you put your hands out, you put 40 kg on your right hand, you put 15 kg on your left hand, your 40 kg down your hand, your right hand's going to drop immediately. You get me? Because it's more heavy. So that way, I know it's going to be going down to the right-hand side. So I put A going down like this. So therefore, it's going to be going up on this side, A. You get me? These A's are equal. Remember that. Next step. Remember, weight equals mg. Remember that. Weight equals mg. So therefore, this 15 kg on this side, remember, it's going down. Weight is 15, which is the mass, times gravity, which is g. Cool. The 40 kg, same thing. Mass, 40, g, gravity. Cool. So these are the weights of it, yeah? We use this equation here. Mass times gravity, yeah? Remember, gravity is either 9.81 or 10, depending on what they give you in the exam. Cool. The next thing, because this is an extensible string, which they do tell you, by the way, remember, T is going up here, T is going up here. Calm, light work, you get me? So when it's an extensible string, these tensions are equal going up towards the pulley. Cool. Next step, what we do is solve. So let's look at A. Let's say if we look at A, we know up is positive. So man's going to identify that. Man's going to say, yo, up is positive. So therefore, I look at it, I say, if I look at this side here, I say to myself, which force is going up in the positive direction? T is. So therefore, T is positive. So man's going to put T. Now, which force is opposing that one? Obviously, the 15G. Yeah, remember, the 15G is opposing that thing there. Yeah. So, oh shit, why did that rub out? Give me a second. Where did my T go? My T just disappeared. My bad. Listen. So let me do that again, yeah? Remember. Oh, yeah, let me write down the equation, actually. So remember, yeah? The sum of the forces, yeah, equals the mass times the acceleration, yeah? So the sum of the forces, so we're looking at A. Remember, we're looking at A here. We know up is positive. We've identified that for the examiner. We've let him know up is positive. Now I say to myself, which one of these forces is going up? Obviously, T is going up, so T is positive, so man's going to put T. Which force is going down? 15G is going down, so man's going to put negative 15G. Because we've put up as positive, and 15G is going down, so it's negative. Cool. Now I'm going to put equal to mass, which we know what the mass is. The mass is 15 kg, so man's going to put 15 right there. Times acceleration, we don't know it. So basically, it's T minus 15G is equal to 15A. Calm! First step done. Now let's look at B. So let me just write that down. Let's look at B now, yeah? Now B is a bit different, you get me? B, we know down is positive, yeah? So what I'm going to do, man's going to put down as positive for B. So which force on B is going down? Obviously 40G is going down, so that's going to become positive, yeah? So man's going to put 40G, yeah, that's positive. But what's not positive, this T is going up. But remember, down is positive right now, so therefore that's going to become minus T. You get me? That's going to be equal to the mass, which we know is 40, times the acceleration. So we've got 40G minus T equals 40A. Calm, what I'm going to do, I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to write minus T plus 40G equals 40A. Yeah, so all I've done is I've just rearranged these two. I've swapped them around just because when I solve them simultaneously, I want it to look good. Alright, cool. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to rub it all out and I'm going to solve these simultaneously, yeah? So, basically, let me rub this out. Give me a second, yeah? I hope you've got all this down. I hope you're understanding what I'm doing here. you know, I'm trying my best, you understand? So if you can't, obviously I'd say just keep practicing questions, it's going to become easier. Alright, cool. So the first equation, which is this thing here, man's going to put up here, yeah? So t minus 15g equals 15a. Alright, so let me rub out the rest quick thing. Give me a second. Why isn't it rubbing out, man? Alright, cool. And then the second equation is obviously what I've just written down here. This is the second equation, yeah? So this is going to become minus t plus 40g is equal to 40a. Alright, cool. So now all we do is we solve this simultaneously, you get me? So what I'm going to do now, if you look at that, I can get rid of the t's. You understand? I can easily get rid of the t's. How do I get rid of the t's? I add them together because t plus minus t is going to become 0t. Cool. Once I do that, and I also have to do minus 15 plus 40g. So what's minus 15 plus 40? I think it's going to be 25. So man's going to put 25g there. Is equal to 15 plus 40, which is going to become 55. A. So now we can easily calculate A, because what I can do is I can divide it both sides by 55 to get rid of the 55 on that side. So therefore this cancels out, this cancels out. You've got A is equal to 25g over 55. And 25g over 55, if you simplify that, you're going to get A is equal to 25, 55. If you put it on your calculator, I think you should get 5 over 11g. Calm, so that's A. A is 5 over 11g. Once you've got A, remember, you can substitute it back either into 1 or 2 to calculate t. Let's say we substitute into 1, yeah? So the equation 1, we know is t minus 15g is equal to 15a. So I want to make t the subject, 15a plus 15g. And then the A we just found, which was 5 over 11g. So therefore t is equal to 15 times 5 over 11g plus 15g. If you stick this all into a calculator, you should get t is equal to 240g over 11. Calm! Listen, I know this was messy, because obviously this is mechanics, fam, you get me? This is a bit difficult. But listen, I hope this made your life a bit easier in terms of like understanding what you're meant to do. But listen, don't watch that. We're going to be going more deep into mechanics. Big love, safe.